Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer Big Game James Worthy, Laker insider Mike Bresnahan, Mike Trudell handling things from the Windy City. What are you seeing, Big Game?
Bonehead. Look, you just can't be that damn careless at the end of a game. Not protecting the basketball after you fought back. Austin Reeves hit the shot, and then Giddey hits that shot. I mean, LeBron, that inbounds pass was so careless. You just got to take care of the basketball. And I think when they look back at this one, man, it's just going to be a shameful loss. A shameful loss.
Williams. Then the careless turnover off the inbounds there from LeBron, from a guy, Josh Giddey, who's always all over the floor. Yep. Kobe White, who maybe had a slow start, but obviously is on a heater during this stretch over the last 10. He finished with 26. He was 5 of 10 from deep, a lot of those coming in the second half. And then from that moment, you respond. You get it into the hot hand of Austin Reeves, as we just watched this whole sequence, right? But I think the one thing that we all have come to know and understand about this league, the best league there is that no lead is big enough. In the first half, Chicago had as big of a 13-point lead. The Lakers had as big of an 18-point lead in the second half. They have now swept the series against the Lakers. They are a team that will not quit when it comes to the Chicago Bulls. And you said it. This is one of those losses that you're going to look back at, just like you did a week ago when you gave up 146 to Chicago, and point to the things that are difference makers.
Yeah.
And whether it be turnovers in crucial moments, whether it simply maybe just losing focus on guys who have proven over and over they can hit the shot. Yeah. This is a tough one, especially, I know you guys came on camera last night, and we're on the opposite end, right?
To me, this might be the worst loss of the year.
This is tough.
This is the worst loss of the year. You know, they came in, kicked your ass on your home court. You go up, you win a big game in Indiana. Then you had this game. You were up, like you said, 17, 18 points, and you just don't take care of the basketball. You can't just throw the ball in softly. I know LeBron probably didn't mean to do it, and his intentions were good, but I also did not like the rotation. Stay with your man until, you don't have to. It was some early rotations. He couldn't get back to that corner three, and that was the first one that they shouldn't have gotten that easily. But, yeah, this was just a bonehead loss. Just a bonehead loss. just terrible. It's terrible.
James, the NBA gods give it.
Oh, my God.
And then they take it away. I mean, last night we were all blown away for a different reason. LeBron had that amazing tip shot with 0.1 seconds left when it contacted his hand, fell into the bucket for a huge win in Indy. And tonight, I mean, Allie, the Bulls scored 9 points in the last 10.3 seconds. And that wasn't free throws. That wasn't 47-footer. But just the fact that the Lakers fell asleep just in those last 10 seconds, that's what they're going to be thinking about tonight. It stinks because they could have had fourth place all by themselves. Memphis lost tonight, lost by 20-plus points to OKC. Lakers playing Memphis in a couple days on the road. And just when you were hoping for a little momentum, which they got last night.
We've had too many games like this. We've had too many games over the last, I don't know, couple of seasons where we've had 26-point leads. Give that up. Lose to teams we shouldn't lose to. You come in after a great win in Indiana. You gotta be more serious about taking care of the basketball. I mean, they only had 11, but the ones they had were just critical. I just hate to see a loss like that where you just kind of hand it to them, not defending the three. Mistakes. I don't know.
I thought Austin had the game winner. Yeah. He blew right by Patrick Williams. A couple seconds left to play. Chicago had no timeouts. They threw the ball in, and these players like to shoot these half-court shots at the end of their pregame routine. We see Luka do it all the time. Giddey probably is one of those guys. He shoots half-court shots a lot, kind of as a joke. But tonight turned out to be a pretty serious loss for the Lakers. That's a tough one.
Giddey had his way with the Lakers this season. We said it, 2 steals shy of a quadruple-double almost a week ago. Tonight, a triple-double. Josh Giddey, 25, 14, and 11. Let's hear from J.J. Redick. He's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
I guess what's the immediate reaction from that?
Devastation. It's a hell of a way to lose a basketball game.
Breaking it down a little further, so up 5 with about 12 left, and they get the quick 3. I think you did have the timeout. Would you wanted to take a timeout to advance the ball there? Or
no, not necessarily. I don't want to put yourself in that. I mean, if I had 2, I would have taken it automatically. Felt super comfortable with the lineup we had out there to get the ball in, and we just didn't execute it. Still had, I think, time to call the timeout, but I think in that situation, the thought process was
control. There are these big runs in short amounts of times. Where did you see any through line defensively about kind of not being able to get stops at certain moments? Or
I mean, they shot 11 of 14 from 3. I mean, that's 11 of 14 in an empty gym is really good. So that's unreal shooting.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fourth.
Yeah.
Defensively, you guys in the second and third quarter had whatever that kind of thing was that had been missing at times. Did you see, obviously, hot shooting is hot shooting, but earlier in that fourth quarter, did you see let up in any way from your team in terms of execution?
No. I mean, you got to figure, too, 3-on-1 Kobe White transition 3, a 3-on-2 Kobe White transition 3. I mean, in the half court, we were great.
It could get lost in the result, but we've talked about the balance between LeBron, Luka, and Austin, trying to figure things out. And what do you make of Austin and his ability to make plays down the stretch and kind of having the ball in his hands and execute it?
Yeah, he was phenomenal tonight. I thought all 3 of those guys were great. And, I think for Luka, LeBron, AR, those 3, it's not just the points and the plays, it's their leadership. They were great. They were great on that end tonight.
Earlier this season, you guys suffered a gut punch loss to the Magic at home, and it hit you guys in a way. Like, it seemed like afterwards there was like ramifications from that. Is that something you're going to recall too at all in terms of, obviously it's a different team and a different group, but the way you guys kind of manage that?
I mean, it's the third one. It's the third one because the Atlanta game too. We had that game won. So it's, there's games. There's games throughout the year that happen like that, I think, to every team. And you can look back, oh, we should have done this, should have done that. We got one last night at Indy. We lost on a half-court shot. I thought, overall, outside of a couple of plays, the execution, the shots we were getting, it was good.
How do you, kind of to Dan's question, how do you make sure that there's no emotional, carryover from these last 2 nights going into Saturday's game against Memphis?
We're not in a position to feel sorry for ourselves.
It was Jackson tonight, and he had the tip in late, and it just felt like, anytime they were shifting away from him, he got a basket.
Yeah, he was really good on the offensive end. I thought his poise on some of his catches where, obviously the lobs are one thing, but just catching it, whether it was in the pocket or on dump-off passes, not rushing, first jump hook of his career, was really happy to see that. But no, he was great. And then I thought as the game went on, and particularly late in the fourth quarter, the adjustment without playing with his hands and just playing with his hands back, he was able to draw that charge on Kobe White. So
the Lakers taking on the Grizzlies on Saturday. All the action is right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Our pregame coverage gets you started at 4 o'clock. Tip-off is at 5. Much more ahead. Josh Giddey calls game.
Opposite feeling of last night. How do you process those last couple seconds?
We put ourselves in position to win. Gave up a lot of threes in the fourth quarter. But still put ourselves in position to win. Horrible turnover by myself. Bad miscommunication. Play before that. And, AR still hit a big bucket, try to save us, and then tip your hat if someone makes a game winner from half court.
What's the kind of the proper way to, and you just contextualize this game specifically, but what's the proper way to deal with the emotion on this side, relative to last night?
There's another game in 2 days, or less than 2 days. That's how you do it.
What have you thought of that and kind of how that's happening?
We can't give up 40 plus. we gave up 32 in the first quarter, and then we played great ball from there on. 26 in the second, 17 in the third. We give up 44. You're not going to, no matter how many points you have, it's going to be just not good ingredients for success.
How much of the fourth quarter do you think was just like unreal hot shooting from them, and how much of it was defensive sort of maybe intensity?
Listen, I had 19 threes once again. They've been shooting the piss out the balls of late. You know, the statistics doesn't show for the season, but they've been cashing it. I thought, you know, we put ourselves in position to win. We just didn't win it.
I mean, the last thing you guys want to do is foul Giddey in that situation. You and Austin did kind of run at him at least. Is that kind of all you can do in that situation?
Yeah.
You guys are reminding us that this is the third time you guys have had almost like this. The Orlando won, the Atlanta won in Atlanta. You mentioned you guys do have another game in 2 days. What's the key to not letting the emotions of tonight carry over into Saturday?
That's the NBA. That's the NBA. You can't go into a game on Saturday thinking about what happened on Thursday.
What did you see defensively in the second and third quarter?
We were in tune with the game plan. We executed. I thought we played well enough to win, obviously, but we didn't cash in.
At this stage of the season, is it difficult to keep like the focus on small picture stuff? I mean, there's obviously really big picture stuff coming pretty quickly in terms of the postseason. Like, is it tough to just focus on the next 48 minutes?
No.
Is that what needs to happen in this group?
That's what's been happening.
Last two.
In the larger context of things, that there's still not a ton of games that you guys have all played together, and JJ said the offense could come down to the comfort factor between you, Austin, and Luka. To see Austin perform late game situation tonight, does that help the process, between the three of you, just getting those reps and seeing?
I mean, it was great that we executed. JJ drew up a play, and we executed that. So, that's great in-game execution.
Last question.
I know you kind of expect this from Austin, but he turns the ankle, but kind of stays in, makes a couple key plays. Is that just, what you know about him?
Yeah, AR, he's tough as nails. So, his game is, he's great. Happy that he continues to make strides in his career. And I've been seeing it the whole time, the whole way I've been along with him, the whole ride. So it's been awesome.
Thanks, LJ.
Obviously, visible frustration there from LeBron. Kind of talking the end of that one and how you just kind of pick up the pieces, because you got another one coming at you in 48 hours. But what do you kind of take away from?
Well, this was not going to just slip away. There are losses that you just have to put behind you, but this was going to stick around a little bit. I don't care what anybody says. You win a big game in Indiana, you give this one away with some bonehead plays, and so yeah, you're going to think about this one, and hopefully you'll be able to regain your consciousness in the next game, so you can have a win against Memphis. But yeah, these type of games, like, they hurt. They hurt when you have a big lead, give it up. Austin Reeves hits a big shot, and what they get, 6 points in how many seconds?
9 points in 10 seconds.
Never seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that play right there,
that's the first three.
LeBron will think about that one, rotating too early, and then the inbounds play,
second,
a lazy bounce pass. I know he didn't do it. I don't think they really needed the timeout. They just needed to really be more secure with the basketball. But 9 points. Say it again. 9 points.
9 points in 10.3 seconds. Yeah, that's hard to do.
You're gonna think about that.
Yeah, no doubt. A buddy just texted. He said, "I'm at a restaurant. I saw the end of the game, and I'm watching LeBron on your air give the interview. He does not look real happy." And I appreciate, probably another statement, right? And I appreciate the accountability by LeBron saying, horrible turnover by myself. And, when something like that happens, there's two ways of going about it. You can say, oh, we were bad in the second quarter or whatever, or horrible turnover by myself. And LeBron also mentioned a miscommunication on defense right before then, probably alluding to the Patrick Williams three in the left corner. But I do like the fact that, LeBron's, he looks miserable, This is a tough one. And the fact that they could have possessed fourth place all by themselves and instead now need to try to wrench it away from Memphis, who they're tied with for fourth in a couple days. That's going to be a big game, Allie, a big late March game.
Tells you everything you need to know. At 40 years old, season 22, you've pretty much seen just about everything. And as you mentioned, big game, this is game 73, and it still stings.
Yeah.
It's a regular season game against an East opponent you're not going to see the rest of the way this season.
Yeah, and, you know, nothing intentional, just happened, man. Just happened. I'm sure he thought he could get it in, but, you know, fatigue from last night, I don't know, but this one does not sit well. Doesn't sit well.
I'm just glad they don't.
Austin finished with 30 points in defeat. He's speaking with Mike in the locker room.
Austin, so you get the ball and kind of quickly attack the rim, tough finish, and you go up, you know they don't have any timeouts to advance. What's just like processing the emotional swing of, you know, maybe most likely having a game-winning bucket, kind of like the one in Golden State, and then seeing the ball go through for Chicago?
We drew up a good play, got a good look, made it, and then just trying to keep the ball in front. You don't want them to, you know, throw a ball to, you know, half to where they can get, you know, close to the three-point line for, you know, a three. And we did a pretty good job of that. They threw it back to Giddey, and he made the shot. I mean, we won on a buzzer beater last night. And, tip your hat. I mean, he made a hell of a shot.
The replay showed, you know, your ankle rolls pretty good there. LeBron said this is just something they expect, though they know you're tough as nails. But how do you mentally kind of and physically push through that to go out and still play after that kind of thing?
You just want to be there for my teammates. You know, it's not the first time I've rolled my ankle. Probably won't be the last. And you know, I like playing. I like being in the game to, you know, be able to kind of control the game. And if I, you know, sit out with it, I can't play, then I'm not able to control what I want to. So just try to forget about it and focus on trying to win.
You know, you've got Luka Doncic and LeBron James out there, and I don't know if the play was called specifically for you, like in that kind of a sense. What kind of continued confidence does that keep building as you continue on in your career for plays like that?
A lot. I mean, like you said, this is, you know, LeBron's, you know, arguably the greatest player ever, and Luka's, you know, they're going to go down as one of the best players to ever play as well. So I've said it many a times. I've barely got my foot in the league, and, you know, just trying to take advantage of all the opportunities. And you know, they trusted me in that moment. I just want to, you know, go try to be successful for them.
LeBron took responsibility for the turnover on the inbounds when Giddey stole it. It looked like he was trying to find you, but he mentioned maybe there's some miscommunication. Just kind of, how'd you see that play unfold that led to the white three?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we was walking out, you know, huddle, and they was like, if we could get it in quick, to me and Brian, get it in quick, you know, we knew they were going to trap and try to force a turnover, but then eventually they had to foul. So, you know, I wanted to get the ball, go to the free throw line. I think the miscommunication might have been I was trying to hold him off instead of popping to the ball. So, you know, I take just as much responsibility as, you know, I'm sure he did. So, you know, hopefully, you know, we'll talk about it and figure it out so next time that won't happen.
Obviously, the consistency continues for Austin Reeves tonight. A 30 ball, 10 of 17, 3 threes, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Big shots down the stretch. Big game. The biggest thing here was that he was able to recover after that ankle injury. Took some accountability, and tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, accountability is necessary in a game like this, but with Luka and LeBron on the floor, and you opt to go to Austin Reeves, that's saying a lot about his growth and how much they believe in him being able to deliver in big shots like he did right there. But yeah, you know, you take accountability. The 2 things, you know, you want to make that was a good inbounds pass, and you know, I thought Austin did a good job of holding him off, but you know, they always say, if you're receiving the pass, come to it, come and meet him. But there was really nowhere for him to go except out of bounds. There wasn't a lot of space there. I just thought that was poor execution, something they're going to have to look at that. There was other things that they, didn't do well that allowed the Bulls to get to that point. But that last little bit of execution there, that inbounds pass and that last three, just something. You won't be taking a nap on the plane on the way to Memphis. You'll be thinking about this one.
Tell you what, I thought Austin had another I am him moment, with that big drive. Blew past Patrick Williams, scored with 3.3 seconds left. Lakers up 1. Game over, right? After a crazy Hail Mary miss, presumably, by Chicago. That's not what happened. But Austin also had a huge shot with a little over a minute left. We just showed it a few seconds ago over Vucevic. With his bad, Austin with his bad hoof and everything. Nice bank shot on the drive. So he had 2 really clutch shots in the final couple minutes.
What do you take out of the team that does seem to be getting closer to where you guys have been? Rui doesn't play tonight, but was big last night. LeBron getting more into shape. Do you kind of feel it coming?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think our third quarter weren't good. So today, I think we had to show that our third quarters needs to be better. But then we relaxed in the fourth quarter. So we just got to play the game for 48 minutes. If we play all 48 minutes with the same energy, we're hard to beat.
Luka, tvoja izvanredna igra, prosto nevjerovatno da ovo nije bilo pobjeda za Lakers-e. Kako si doživio ovu utakmicu?
Teško izgubiti takvu utakmicu. Nevjerovatan šut, ali teško je.
Da li to je nešto što ne može da se predvidi ili da kažemo u zadnjim sekundima se rešava? Šta očekuješ od Grizzliesa sljedeće utakmice u subotu?
Ne znam, još nisam tamo, tako da sutra ću se fokusirati na Memphis.
Da li su vas Bullsi iznenadili inače na još neki način? Kakvi su bili kao tim? Ili su bili težak tim?
Težak tim. Već smo igrali s njim 2 puta sad, tako da je vrlo teško igrati protiv njih.
Luka, what did you see defensively in the second and third quarter that was working for you guys? It felt like that was the best defensive stretch you guys have had in several games.
Yeah, I think third quarter was our best defensive quarter. Just everybody was flying around, everybody with a lot of energy. And like I said, we need to play 48 minutes like that.
It still hasn't been a lot of games with you, Austin, and LeBron. On the 48 days for you to find your collective rhythm for the team to play at its best offensively, I guess, was there things encouragements that you could take from tonight, especially with Austin being able to go off the way he did, getting 30 and even getting the go-ahead bucket before Giddey shot?
Yeah, I mean, he's great every game. Just we gotta figure out how to play all 3 together. You guys ask me this question every game after every game, but we're just trying to figure out. We don't have a lot of practice, but I think it's coming.
17-0 run. Wow. That's wild.
That game was tied, and then it was a 21-point victory. It was crazy.
I'd like to talk about anyone except this one right here. However, this is what we get paid to do. Lakers fall 119-117 on a buzzer beater 3 after shooting 49% from the field. Obviously, Chicago shot lights out from deep, out-rebounded by 8. 30 assists. It's tough to see a loss with that number, too.
Yeah.
Just the 11 turnovers, a big one down the stretch.
Pretty good.
Lots of good efforts.
Jackson Hayes, he tied his season high with 19 points. He's speaking in the locker room.
Jackson, can you describe to go from a buzzer beater in your favor last night to a buzzer beater that goes against you tonight? What's it like to be on the Lakers right now?
I mean, it's great being on the Lakers. We just got to figure it out, and we got to worry about Memphis next.
What, you guys are up 18 in the fourth tonight. What do you think turned it and allowed them to get back into things?
Poor defensive communication, just messing up stuff. I know I made a few mistakes out there, just helping too far off of guys, and yeah.
What was kind of the communication with either JJ or any of the leaders in the locker room tonight to kind of process this one?
Just got to worry